Here's another thing that's going on, and it's quietly going on, but it's something that I'm trying to get more information on it, and it has to do with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is now the backup quarterback in Atlanta. Michael Penix Jr. III is your starter. Well, Kirk Cousins, ultimate team player, he didn't show up for OTAs. Now, it's surprising because it feels like Kirk has maybe embraced the fact that he's going to be a mentor to Michael Penix Jr. Doesn't mean he doesn't want to play, doesn't want to be a starter. And then there was talk, well, if the Steelers don't get Aaron Rodgers, they'll get Kirk Cousins. I don't see that situation, at least not yet, but this is what I was told. This is a good situation for both sides because it will be less awkward. Both sides waiting for a trade to materialize. Last week, the offensive coordinator with the Falcons said that Cousins has only been there for a handful of days this offseason. This situation might be like Carson Palmer in 2011. Sit home, wait for an injury, but with full pay. That is what I'm told is happening with Kirk Cousins. That he'll want to play and probably have to bide his time and wait for an opening there. And there was talk that Rodgers was going to try to do this, that Rodgers would wait for an injury. And, he was also, I guess, holding out hope for Minnesota. But there's some things going on. But I do think Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers have a verbal agreement for him to go play. And I think that's why there's no panic in Pittsburgh, at least in the front office. Yes, Paul.
And you'd be fine with this if you're the Falcons because there's no upside. Remember that Sam Bradford trade a million years ago when the Eagles traded Bradford to Minnesota when Teddy Bridgewater ripped up his knee and they got a whole bunch for him? That's the ideal situation. Not that you want someone to get hurt, but if you're the Falcons, you just wait it out.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're going to get, and there's been talk of how much are you going to pick up of his salary. Well, those things have a way of working out. And, is some team going to pick up half of his salary? What are the Falcons on the hook for? What do the Falcons want in return for Kirk Cousins? Because if I'm Pittsburgh, Kirk Cousins makes more sense than Aaron Rodgers because at least I know that I can get a couple of years out of Kirk Cousins. I don't know what I get. The Steelers could be going through this next year with Aaron Rodgers. You going to play? I don't know. You sure? I don't know. I might play. I don't know. Let me go. I got to go on a retreat, and then I'll come back, and I'll let you know. That's not how you run an organization. If you want continuity there, do I think the ceiling for Aaron Rodgers is different than Kirk Cousins? Of course. But I also have to look at my locker room, having that guy who's going to be there, help the younger players. That's what you want, certainly from a guy of his status. But I'm guessing that he's still going to want to play at least one more year in Pittsburgh. All right, so we have our poll question for hour two, Seton?
Yeah, we got a couple of poll questions going too. It's crazy to me that Kirk Cousins is looking at moving teams again.
Well, would you just stay in Atlanta and be a backup?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would want to play if I was him. However, he just signed another monster deal, and he barely even threw that, where he got, $100 million guaranteed or something. And now he's already on his way out. He already lost that job.
Well, I wouldn't have brought him in to begin with, and I said that. Coming off an injury, and you're going to pay him all that money? I mean, I credit him and his agent. They're brilliant business people. We did reach out to Kirk Cousins, and we were told that he doesn't want to do the interview or doesn't want to talk. Todd,
yeah, he's basically not available at this time, which is okay.
Not available.
I think he loves the show. He'll come on when he was up for it.
Well, he's not practicing, so what's he doing? It seems like he would have a lot of time.
Can't buy a phone for all that money.
Yeah, do our OTAs.
A tricky time right now for Kirk and the Falcons.
Okay. I got needs too, Todd.
You do have
he
needs.
could help me fill some time here.
He's usually very generous with his time, so we love Kirk. He'll come on when he feels like it's the right time.
All right, okay, all right.
For our purposes, it would be great to come on today.
Okay, but why wouldn't he want to come on if there's nothing, no news, and he's staying in Atlanta? Then should be fine.
Because you ask the tough questions that everybody wants to know. What are you not at OTAs for? We're not honoring his career in Qualcomm. We want to know what's going on there. Why are you blowing off OTAs?